Hey guys, it's Ani here. Welcome back to another Hytale news video. Do you want to know an answer to your Hytale question? Well, in today's video, we go over all the questions that the Hytale team has answered this far. If you have a question for the Hytale team that wasn't answered in today's video, make sure you tweet it out with the hashtag AskHytale. Who knows, maybe you'll get your question answered. But now, without further ado, let's cover all the questions the Hytale team has answered thus far. Hey, sorry to interrupt. It's super short, but if you consider yourself a Hytale enthusiast and eagerly await the latest news and updates, look no further. Join our vibrant Discord community where over 15,000 Hytale fans from around the world gather to discuss everything about the highly anticipated game. Don't miss out on any Hytale news. Click the link in the description below and join the #1 Hytale Discord community. Now, let's not waste any time and get on with the first question, which is asked by @LuisaCoolSouza. Luisa asks, will there be accessibility options? To then Alex, a senior UX designer at Hytale, responds with, "Hey Luisa, we believe in every person's right to play, and we aspire for Hytale to be as accessible to as many as possible. Implementing features such as subtitles for dialogue and captions for non-speech sounds is high on our priority list, but we are also consciously designing with accessibility in mind so that our systems are not inaccessible to begin with. For example, we use multiple sensory methods to deliver essential gameplay info so that we don't rely on audio alone." This is a super interesting question, and I am glad Hytale is taking the time to ensure the game is accessible to as many players as possible. To continue on the next question, we have a question from @_Hakon, who asks, why Flex? To which the technical director, Dan Webster, answers with, "We knew that we wanted to build Hytale around an entity component system, or ECS. When we analyzed the options, Flex rose to the top. Flex provides the backbone of the Hytale game engine. Its flexibility has allowed us to build highly varied gameplay while supporting our version for empowering creators." Following that, there's a question from Lord Mag, who asks, will there be a tutorial mode in Hytale? The design director, Tag, takes this one and answers, "This is a great question that I can answer with a bit of yes and context. We don't just think about tutorials, we think about how we welcome players to become avatars in the universe of Hytale. Our initial onboarding needs to teach you what it means to be an avatar and how your powers can differ, the capital, your own world, or an experience created by someone else. Of course, things like movement, block manipulation, and other really fundamental concepts have been introduced. But don't expect to get bogged down in every detail off the bat. It's a universe of creative possibilities, and you'll learn a lot more after you are at home with it." Next, Archie asks, when it comes to combat, will there be any sort of counters besides blocking, such as parrying or dodging? Their senior competitor designer, Sundown, answers with, "Yes, absolutely. Combat works best when there is a variety of key options available to the player, and each of them has its positives and drawbacks. We want to allow players to be able to express themselves via how they decide to engage in combat. What equipment they bring also plays a role. It gets fun when players use equipment and abilities to craft their personal approach to combat. All of these factors play a key role in informing the foundational combat of Hytale. I personally am super excited to see how the combat in Hytale progresses with these updates. It looks even more enjoyable every time they showcase a combat update." Following that question, @Versokian asks if there are plans to update the game after launch to add new content. To then Goblin, the game designer, replies with, "While Hytale will definitely feature the incredible, beautiful, and mind-blowing creations we're hoping our amazing players will make with our tools, you can rest assured that there will also be plenty of original adventures, game modes, and surprises from the team. The story of Orbis isn't going to tell itself. After all, our plan is to develop the ability for you to create your own worlds and stories, and then to use those abilities to create our own worlds and adventures as well." Next, @Pogo_Pog asks, how unlimited will your modding be, since that'll make or break the game for me? To where John Hendricks humorously replies with, "Yes. This probably indicates that the modding in Hytale will be pretty unlimited." That being said, what kind of mods are you guys excited to create? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on, we move to another @_Hakon question. Hakon asks if the crafting stations are tied to progression. To which the principal design director, Javarius, replies with, "You should certainly expect to get access to more crafting stations as you progress further as a player. It's a fun way to unlock more things to do, and can give you new challenges to solve for how you want want to lay out your home base. Maybe it's a new station that needs a new room. Maybe the old station is simply bigger and needs more space. Maybe that fancy new table needs a wizard tower. Next, we have a question from @xwildslicerx. He asks if we'd be able to have traveling companions and pets. Goblin then replies with, "We're planning to offer many sorts of pets and companions to join you on your adventures throughout all of the fun and exciting experiences in Hytale. And I'm sure that some of the friends you make along the way could be convinced to wear a fancy hat or two or even three." Then, Buddhacat decided to group up a bunch of similar questions regarding personalization in Hytale, and this is what Tag had to say. "Our goals for personalizing your avatar absolutely include fantasy representations. We won't promise any individual thing on your list here, but there are certainly options in the works that tick a lot of the boxes. At a very fundamental level, you are crafting your appearance from many components. How your avatar presents in the moment certainly could be something that looks like an elf. But remember, you are an avatar, so you can always change. If elf ears exist and you can change your skin tone to green, what are you now? If you take curved horns and change your skin tone to red, what are you now? Add some cat eyes? Why not? A different look every day of the week? You could even have one look for when you are in the mood to be creative, and another for when you are ready to be competitive." Lastly, and most recently, @_HytaleBR's question was answered, and he asks, "Will there be more commands to interact with animals in Hytale besides just making them sit or stand?" To which Zum answered with, "Most definitely. We understand the desire that our future players have to care for and play with their favorite animal companions in Hytale. Who knows, perhaps you'll find yourself playing fetch in the middle of a park, watch as your pet plays dead when a dangerous creature approaches, or maybe even able to teach your pet new tricks. Rest assured that we're always looking for ways to introduce fun interactions between players and their companions." I personally think this is a super exciting answer, as it will make the pets that you find along the way feel much more like a pet, and will add for, I'm sure, a ton of fun moments between us and our Hytale companions. Wow, what an abundance of super exciting questions and answers. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. But with that, that wraps up today's Hytale news video. We hope you enjoyed the video, which covered all the Ask Hytale questions and answers. If you want to support the channel, leave a like and subscribe with post notifications on. This has been Hani from Hytale News. See you next time. Bye-bye.